Picture this. You're staring at a blank page, your mind buzzing with ideas, but your heart is racing and self-doubt is creeping in. Anxiety and creativity. Two forces that often seem to clash. But what if I told you that anxiety might actually fuel your creative process? In today's video, we're going to dive into the surprising link between anxiety and creativity, exploring how these seemingly opposing forces can work together to unlock your creative potential. Expanded main script. 1. The double-edged sword, anxiety and creativity. Anxiety is often seen as the enemy of creativity. It's that nagging voice in your head telling you that your ideas aren't good enough, that you're wasting your time, or that you'll never measure up to others. This kind of self-doubt can paralyze you, making it difficult to even start a creative project. But here's the thing, anxiety and creativity are more intertwined than you might think. While anxiety can be overwhelming, it also heightens your sensitivity to the world around you. This heightened awareness can lead to deeper insights and more vivid imaginings. When you're anxious, your mind is constantly active, searching for solutions to perceived problems. This mental activity can be redirected into creative endeavors, where it can fuel innovation and original thinking. In fact, some of the most creative minds in history have struggled with anxiety. The tension and inner conflict that anxiety brings can be a powerful source of creative energy. The trick is learning how to harness that energy and channel it into your work, rather than letting it consume you. 2. The science behind anxiety and creativity. So how exactly does anxiety enhance creativity? To understand this, we need to look at what happens in the brain during moments of anxiety. When you're anxious, your brain enters a state of hyper-alertness. This is part of the body's natural fight or flight response, which prepares you to deal with threats. In this state, your mind is more focused, your senses are heightened, and you're more attuned to your environment. This heightened state of awareness can actually be beneficial for creativity. It allows you to notice details that others might overlook, make connections between seemingly unrelated ideas, and think outside the box. Anxiety forces you to consider multiple possibilities, which can lead to more creative problem solving. However, it's important to note that not all anxiety is beneficial. While moderate levels of anxiety can enhance creativity, excessive anxiety can be debilitating. When anxiety becomes overwhelming, it can lead to paralysis, where you're so worried about potential outcomes that you can't take any action at all. The goal is to find a balance where you can use anxiety as a tool to enhance your creativity without letting it take over. 3. The creative process, turning anxiety into art. Turning anxiety into creativity isn't about forcing yourself to be productive when you're feeling anxious. Instead, it's about using your anxious thoughts and feelings as material for your creative work. Here's how you can do that. Embrace imperfection. One of the biggest challenges for creatives is the fear of making mistakes. Anxiety often amplifies this fear, leading to procrastination or creative blocks. But creativity isn't about getting everything right. It's about exploring new ideas and experimenting with different approaches. Allow yourself to create without judgment, knowing that imperfection is part of the process. Channel your emotions. Anxiety is a powerful emotion, and like all emotions, it can be channeled into your art. If you're feeling anxious, use that energy to fuel your creativity. Write about what's making you anxious, paint your feelings, or compose music that reflects your mood. By expressing your anxiety creatively, you can transform it into something meaningful. Create a safe space for creativity. Anxiety can make it difficult to create in a chaotic or stressful environment. Try to create a space where you feel safe and comfortable, whether it's a dedicated studio, a quiet corner of your home, or even a favorite outdoor spot. This space should be free from distractions and pressures, allowing you to focus fully on your creative work. 4. Famous creatives who struggled with anxiety. Many well-known creatives have turned their anxiety into some of the most powerful and enduring works of art. For example, the poet Emily Dickinson often wrote about themes of death, immortality, and the passage of time, topics that reflected her own anxieties. Her work, filled with vivid imagery and deep introspection, continues to resonate with readers today. Another example is the artist Edvard Munch, best known for his iconic painting The Scream. Munch's work was heavily influenced by his experiences with anxiety and depression. The Scream, with its haunting depiction of existential dread, is a powerful example of how anxiety can be transformed into art that speaks to universal human experiences. These artists didn't shy away from their anxiety. Instead, they embraced it as part of their creative identity. Their work resonates with audiences because it's authentic, raw, and emotionally charged. It's a reminder that creativity isn't just about beauty or perfection. It's about expressing the full range of human emotions, including fear and anxiety. 5. Practical tips for harnessing anxiety in your creative work. If you're ready to start turning your anxiety into creativity, here are some practical tips to help you get started. Mindful creativity. Before you begin your creative work, take a few moments to practice mindfulness. This can help you calm your mind and focus your thoughts. Try sitting quietly and focusing on your breath, allowing yourself to become fully present. As anxious thoughts arise, acknowledge them without judgment and let them pass. This practice can help you enter a creative flow state more easily. Journaling. Writing can be a powerful tool for processing anxiety. Keep a journal where you can freely express your thoughts, fears, and ideas. Don't worry about grammar or structure, just let your thoughts flow. Journaling can help you gain insight into your anxieties and turn them into creative inspiration. Creative rituals. Develop rituals that help you transition from a state of anxiety to a state of creativity. This might include lighting a candle, playing a specific song, or spending a few minutes in meditation. These rituals can signal to your brain that it's time to focus on creativity, helping you shift from anxious thoughts to creative ideas. Collaborate with others. Anxiety can make you feel isolated, but collaborating with other creatives can provide support and inspiration. Whether you're working on a joint project or simply sharing your work with others, collaboration can help you break out of an anxious mindset and spark new ideas. 6. The downside, when anxiety hinders creativity. While anxiety can fuel creativity, it's important to recognize when it's becoming too much. Anxiety can quickly shift from a source of inspiration to a barrier if it's not managed properly. Recognize the signs. Pay attention to how anxiety is affecting your creative process. If you're constantly second-guessing yourself, struggling to make decisions, or feeling overwhelmed by negative thoughts, it might be a sign that anxiety is hindering your creativity. Seek support. If anxiety is becoming too much to handle on your own, don't hesitate to seek support. This might include talking to a therapist, joining a support group, or reaching out to friends and family. Professional support can help you develop coping strategies and ensure that your anxiety doesn't interfere with your creative work. Practice self-care. Creativity requires energy and focus, and anxiety can deplete both. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, physically, emotionally, and mentally. This might include getting enough sleep, eating well, exercising, and engaging in activities that relax and rejuvenate you. Self-care isn't just about pampering yourself, it's about maintaining the energy and clarity needed for creativity. Know when to step away. It's okay to take breaks from your creative work if anxiety is too high. Sometimes stepping away for a while can give you the perspective and clarity you need to return to your work with renewed energy. Remember, creativity is a marathon, not a sprint. Pacing yourself is key to sustaining your creative output. 7. Embracing the link between anxiety and creativity. The relationship between anxiety and creativity is complex, but it's also incredibly powerful. By embracing this link, you can transform your anxiety from a source of fear into a source of inspiration. Remember, creativity isn't just about making something beautiful. It's about expressing your truth, exploring new ideas, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. One way to embrace this link is by reframing how you think about anxiety. Instead of viewing it as a barrier, try to see it as a sign that your mind is working in overdrive, a potential asset for creativity. When you start to feel anxious, ask yourself how you can channel that energy into your work. This shift in perspective can help you see anxiety as a source of creative power rather than a limitation. 8. Final thoughts. Finding balance. Balancing anxiety and creativity isn't always easy, but it's a journey worth taking. By learning to harness your anxiety, you can unlock new levels of creativity and produce work that's deeply meaningful. And remember, it's okay to seek help and take breaks when you need them. Creativity should be a source of joy and fulfillment, not a cause of stress. As you continue on your creative journey, keep in mind that anxiety and creativity are two sides of the same coin. Embrace them both, and you'll find that they can work together to produce something truly extraordinary. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Many of the world's greatest creatives have struggled with anxiety and use it to fuel their work. By embracing your own anxieties and turning them into creative energy, you can join them in producing art that resonates deeply with others.